Hey folks, I just want to jump on and explain a bit more about the Community Development Plan programme that that's coming to each and every one of our towns that none of the newly elected representatives are speaking about. Not one of them little puppets up on the stage last Saturday informed the Irish people about what's coming. Um, so I'll just get into it, right? The National Development Plan providing funding to support the commitment through the upgrade of at least 500,000 homes to a building energy rating of B2, cost optimal or carbon equivalent by 2030, an installation of 40 to 400,000 heat pumps into existing homes to replace older heating homes. They're catalysing a shift towards accessibility based mobility systems because in these cities that I spoke about in the other video, Dublin, Cork, Galway, Limerick, and Wexford, you're not going to be allowed driving them cities. It'll be all walk and public transport. You will not be allowed to drive your cars through them towns. The transport sector is responsible for 20% of Ireland's greenhouse gas emissions. They're creating sustainable mobility, and it's defined as comfortable and affordable journeys to and from work, home, school, colleges, and leisure shops. That's why you see all these GA places now getting their funds because they've all complied to it. Travelling by cleaner and greener transport, aka a shift away from private cars. This is in their own documents, folks, to greater use of active travel, which is walking, cycling, and public transport. A range of investments and measures which will be implemented over the coming years. Implemented, notice the words, of the coming years to facilitate the transition to sustainable mobility. They're going to replace diesel buses with electric buses under the Bus Connects programme. Now, that's already started here in this country, expanding the reach of the DART and by encouraging and incentivising commercial bus services to switch to electric. Now, when they say incentivise, it really means bully them into doing it. Um, from 2030. Government are going to prohibit the sale of diesel and petrol cars, forcing electric only. Enhancing biodiversity while ensuring a resilient supply of food because the biodiversity is declining. Now, we all know that's nothing got to do with geoengineering. Um, it's globally and in Ireland. Most Irish habitats have an unfavorable status, and almost half are demonstrating an ongoing decline. The NWPS, which is the National Park Wildlife Service, have been tasked to overlook this and complemented by an action at EU and international level because it's all international level, the UN and EU. That's where all of these programs and directives are coming from. Not one is coming from the corrupt Irish government because they haven't got the brains between them. Um, this strategy aims to position Ireland as an EU leader because Ireland want to lead this, and that's why they're taking up the council presidency next year in the circular economy and energy efficient homes powered by low carbon electricity in a location with convenient access to amenities, to smart cities, 15-minute cities, folks. It's all coming. It's very much on the way. Jobs and services and our public transports links to these will mean the almost elimination of households' direct greenhouse gas emissions because any new house we know built since 2019 is no fireplace now or anything like that. It's all the air to water systems. Um, Now I'll show you with the money where this all comes from because it's a bit of it comes from the Irish taxpayer, but majority of it comes from the EU and the UN. Programming of EU cohesion policy funds for 2021 to 27, the period 2021 to 27 provides an opportunity to maximise synergies and complement through alignment with national investment plans, including the NDP through Project Ireland 2040, because they have Project Ireland 2030 just about complete. Regional, Spatial and Economic Strategies and Climate Action Plan 21 received a total of 1.3 billion in cohesion policy funds for the period of 21 to 27, comprising of four different parts. So the first one, they got 396 million for the European Regional Development Fund. Now the ERDF aims to strengthen economical, social and territorial cohesion in the EU by correcting imbalances between its regions. So replacement migration, that's all, everything is connected with these fuckers. In 2021 to 2027, it will enable investment of almost 900 million in Ireland to progress the aims of a smarter, greener and more connected and more social Europe that's closer to its citizens. Never mind nationals, they want citizens. 396 comes from the EU and 40 to 60% comes from national resources match funding because whatever they give us, our government have to match. That's where the price hikes comes from and that's where the taxpayers' money is going to. Match funding of 500 million. The ERDF funding stream under the NDP, which is the National Development Plan, also aligns with the NFP, which is the framework, which recognises the crucial importance of balanced regional development, clustered and compact growth, improve connectivity to deliver economic prosperity and environmental sustainability. Three main priorities of this have been identified for Ireland's ERDF programme, which is the Smart Cities, Smart Regions. ERDF should support innovation, digitalisation, and economic transformation in small and medium-sized businesses. Now, who's getting these grants for the small, medium SMEs? We know it's not the Irish. In keeping with the smart specialisation strategies to support sustainable economic development and offer the population places where they can live and work, because to be very soon you'll be working from home. The second priority is low carbon and climate resilience. ERDF should help Ireland and its regions fight against climate change and protect the environment, which will improve overall quality of life. Now, that's an absolute lie. We all know this. The third priority is urban dimension. ERDF should support the development of Irish towns and cities through the integrated, there's that word again, approach of combining green, smart, and people focused dimensions, because everything is connected. All these programs are connected. That's where the money comes from. The second one is they get 294 million for the European Territorial Cooperation, including Peace Plus. Now, ESF aim is to achieve high employment levels, fair social protection. There's that word fair. Who do you remember who had a Masonic interview and was talking about nothing but being fair? Because they all use the same words. They cannot hide it. Fair social protection and a skilled and resilient workforce. And Ireland last year, we took in 149,000 migrants, and they were all placed under work programs, because that's what they're all coming here under. They're coming here under programs, and Irish government has promised them loads of things, and it's all set up, planned to destroy our country. For the future world of work, in line with the principles set out in European Pillar of Social Rights, for the period of 21 to 27, the ESF has merged with YEI, which is the Youth Employment Initiative, the Fund for European Aid for the Most Deprived, so that's them coming over, and the EASI, which is the Employment and Social Innovation Programme. And I shared something on my Facebook today just about how 1.5 billion is after being given to this fund to train these people to work in certain sectors of our society. It will receive 508 million for 21 to 27 for the period of 21 to 27, funding to focus on improving access to employment, investing in upskilling, reskilling, and lifelong learning, tackling social exclusion. The third one, or the fourth one then, is 77 million under the Just Transition Fund, with the requirement for match funding is included with the full value of the programme sorted of the allocations to amount to 3.5 billion, because anything EU or UN give us, the Irish government have to match. Now, the EU Peace Plus programme is worth over 1 billion. The programme is a cross-border EU funding programme designed to further peace and prosperity across the island of Ireland. It will fund projects across Northern Ireland and border counties of Ireland. Also allows for organisations and institutions, which is your NGOs, not based in the area, to get involved by linking in with the project's partners that are based in the programme area. In addition to Peace Plus, Ireland will participate in 3 transitional integration programmes: North West Europe, Northern Periphery, and Arctic and the Atlantic area. These have ERDF contribution of approximately 469 million, bringing an estimated combined value of the programmes to be 730 million after co-financing, because it's all people are financing it outside of the country. The core focus of these programs are Smarter Europe by promoting innovative and smarter economic transformation. So there's again your smart cities and your 15-minute cities. The second one is Greener, Lower Carbon Europe, promoting clean and fair energy. There's that word fair again. Transition, green and blue investment, circular economy, climate adaptation, risk prevention and management. And then the third one is better cooperation and governance. EU Just Transition Fund. The EU JTF is Pillar 1 of the European Green Deal Just Transition Mechanism. Pillar 2 is just a Just Transition scheme under Invest EU, and Pillar 3 is a public sector loan facility. Now, that's your Ukrainian credit grant scheme, your SMEs, where they can get 30 to 50,000 euro to set up their businesses. Ireland is set to receive 84 million from the periods 2021 to 2027, which consists of 37 million for the EU Multi-Annual Financial Framework, the MMF, 2021 to 2027, and 47.5 million from the Next Generation EU Recovery Instrument. Now, that's where to target our children, 2021 to 23. Purpose of the EU JTF, which is the Just Transition Fund, is to assist most affected territories in transitioning to a low carbon emission economy. For Ireland, the purpose is to improve labour market in regions facing particular difficulties due to phasing out of peat production activities, including reskilling of workers and helping SME to create new economic opportunities. Because that's what's happening. All the Irish businesses are closing down in this country right now, whether they're not able to sustain the business or they're just afraid to work. You seen that video of that poor woman had to close her business yesterday, while the Irish government are then coming along and giving these people that enter our country grants to open up businesses and give them more of a grant once they can ensure to keep with the digitalization and the smart side of the economy. I mean, everything that's happening in this country is plans, folks. It's a plan and a program. But when are we going to stand up and say no? When are we going to get serious and actually shut this country down? Because that's all they care about is the money. They don't care about the people.